Hi guys, my name is Shailene. Welcome to my channel. This very first video is about why I'm starting a YouTube channel and what the videos are going to be about and a little bit about my life. So yeah, just to get started, I'm 27 years old. I have been married for almost 2 years. We have a 14-month-old baby boy. My husband's in the Army. We are at his second duty station. He's been in for 3 years, almost 4. And we're in Tacoma, Washington, stationed in Fort Lewis. We were previously stationed in Fort Bliss, Apostle, Texas, and that's where a lot of our family was at, and still is. And we have family in different areas, and but we have mostly family in El Paso, Texas. So as you can tell, we have a lot of new things: newly married, new to the Army life, new to parenting life, new to being away from family. So these videos are just going to be about our experiences, and hopefully you guys can learn from our experiences on what not to do or good things to do, and also to just keep a lot of family and friends that are scattered throughout in the loop in our lives. So yeah, a lot of the videos are just going to be about our experiences and tips and whatnot. And excuse the noise and stuff. I was trying to do a video when my son was napping, but just things keep coming up. So he's awake, it's in the morning, he just ate, he was fed, changed, so hopefully there's no interruptions, but you know, with the 14-month-old, you never know. So on Instagram, I asked friends, you know, the story part of the Instagram, I asked them to ask me questions, just to kind of get a feel of what kind of things to be covering in this video. So I'm just going to go through the questions and try to answer them, and hopefully you guys can just learn a little bit about me through that. The first one was a lot of repeating questions. So I'm going to make another video about it, but I'll just touch the surface of it. Is about my husband's deployment. So my husband, Caleb, okay, I think he's okay. Yeah, he's fine. So my husband was deployed for 9 months. Not this past January, the January before. We had been married for only 4 months. We recently got pregnant. We're like right after getting married. So I was 4 months pregnant. Also, when he got deployed, he wasn't able to come back for my son's birth, unfortunately, but I was very blessed to have a lot of family in town. There was my mom, my parents were there, my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my brother-in-law, my nephew, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-laws, grandparents. So that was really good. And we also had a lot of church friends in the area too. So the support system was definitely there. I was very blessed for that, especially for the first deployment. And I think what's important is having good communication with your husband or your spouse that's deployed, or even any long distance relationship. You know, things come up where you can't talk as much, and also keeping in mind you may be frustrated because there's so much going on without your spouse with you, and then also he's in a different environment, and there's culture shock, there's, you know, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm thirsty, it's hotter, it's the climate change, you know. So there's a lot of frustration, and it's important to not bring that into your communication. So I think that's really important. And you know, I wish people would ask more about the post-deployment stuff, because I know there's a lot of videos of, oh, you know, when the soldier comes home and the dog sees them, or when the kids see them, but they don't, you know, touch the surface of the struggles. And my husband's homecoming was also amazing, but there's been a lot of adjustments, a lot of challenges, and a lot of growing. So I'm really excited to touch on that more in another video. So another question was asked, my favorite healthy snack. I hope you can settle for my top 3. So the first one is anything with avocado. Sorry, like avocado toast. I'm sorry to those hipsters that think they invented it, but it's been around I think forever, because it's been my whole life. It's just a really good comforting food, and it's healthy and it's yummy. Another thing is anything really with hummus, like hummus and pretzels, hummus and tortilla chips. And also my last one, my most recent one, is raspberries with chocolate chips. Next question. Hardest thing you've been through and how you overcame it? Okay, so I'm gonna try to spare the details on that because I don't want to scare other friends or viewers that may be pregnant. So after my son was born, a few hours after, I was having a lot of blood clots, which is normal, but mine were abnormally large, and so many of them. And these blood clots are different than like the normal blood clots. These are postpartum blood clots. So I was losing so much blood, and it was so much that they had to give me 3 blood transfusions, the units of blood transfusions, like immediately after they found out, and then 2 more, I think the next day. So, and they said that the average is 1 blood transfusion unit, whatever, and 3 is kind of a lot. So, as you can tell, I lost a lot of blood, and I almost lost my life to it. When the nurse found out about it, she was alarmed, and then she told the doctor, and I was kind of coming in and out. And the doctor was saying, which I don't remember, I remember him talking, but I couldn't make out what he was saying. But the nurse told me after the fact what was going on, and the doctor was saying, you know, we're gonna get you some help, and we're gonna, you're gonna be okay, but you have to stay with me. And I was praying, like, Lord, if this is your will, help me fight the urge to fight the will, if that makes sense. So I was just praying that, and he was like, don't talk like that, Jaylene, you have to stay with me, talk to me. And so I think the prayer, you know, God was there. My family went home to rest because I had a long labor, and I was supposed to be resting. We didn't know this was gonna happen. So that was why, you know, I was alone. My husband was deployed, like I said. So I just, relying on God got me through, the power of prayer. And I also felt other people's prayers. When my family found out, when my husband found out, he asked others to pray. So that was really hard, and but thankfully, you know, we got through it, and I'm here, and I'm okay. And also, to not scare people, this doesn't happen very often at all. This was a very rare case. So yeah, it hopefully doesn't happen to anybody I know and love. I really don't wish it upon anyone. So, okay, next question. Who do you miss the most in El Paso? My dog. No, I'm kidding. That's a hard question. I miss everyone so much, and I'm not trying to spare anybody's feelings. Me and my husband talk about it all the time. We're like, who do you miss the most? And but it's really hard to say. Everybody that we know is very dear to us, and we thankfully keep in contact with a lot of people. So, but it's hard. We still miss everyone there. Let's see. What do you do on your free time? What is free time? Just kidding. No, but as a mom, it's hard to have time to yourself and such. And excuse the noise, my son got another toy. But so on my free time, I like to read, and I like to write. So I was actually hoping to do a blog. So I was on the fence on YouTube channel or a blog, and I asked on Instagram, and a lot of people picked YouTube, which I was surprised. I'm very introverted, and I'm not very good in front of the camera, and I like to be thoughtful and write things out, and then share it with other people. So I was hoping a blog, but we'll see how this goes, and I'm sorry for the awkwardness. But hopefully it's like some kind of comedy relief for you guys. I don't know. How is it going from owning a home to living in an apartment? Are you gonna do an apartment tour? So I can do an apartment tour, but it's nothing really spectacular. And I think they're saying like the downgrade, I guess. So we still own our home in our hometown. And then when we got stationed here, we just obviously moved out here, and we're in an apartment. And the downgrade hasn't been bad, in my opinion. So our house is fairly big, and we didn't really fill it with a ton of stuff. It kind of felt kind of empty. So now this apartment feels kind of crowded, I guess, but it's fine. It's good. It's in a safe area. Our home is in a safe area. That's really what's important to us for our baby. So it's been good so far. Yeah. Are you gonna talk about Caleb's therapy? Yes. Yeah. That's so he's in occupational therapy, speech therapy. I mean speech therapy too, as you can tell. And a little bit of physical therapy because he's behind on some milestones, and just we're just kind of encouraging him to, you know, push through those things. So yeah, I will share about that. I'm gonna of course keep privacy to the therapist, but we're definitely gonna be, you know, passing along good advice and tips on some videos. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Let's see. What is the hardest thing about parenting? Oh, so my son is, people say, oh yeah, your first one's really easy, wait till your second or third baby. But, so yeah, he's one of those fairly easy babies, but like I was saying, his milestones are a little bit behind. So a hard thing is to not do everything for him. Like everybody tells me, a lot of, you know, medical professionals say, it's good for him to be independent more, and so I have to kind of let him do things, and he may get frustrated, but he's you know, has to figure out how to self-soothe and problem solve by himself independently. So, and they guide me on, you know, what I can help him with and what is good for him to do on his own. So it's really hard, but it's good that I have that guidance. It's just, I mean, keeping the urge to help him, I guess. And I'm also excited for him to learn, but again, it's hard to not do everything for him. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of hard for me. Do you have any big goals? I don't know if they're talking about YouTube goals or just life goals, long-term, short-term. So goals within the family is to keep our marriage and our parenting honoring and pleasing to the Lord, being a good witness. We're not perfect by any means, but we do our best to you know, please the Lord and share the good news of Jesus Christ. And I guess like a physical goal, so I would like to do an Ironman race, but we'll see if that happens. So that's just kind of a goal I have, and I have some time to pursue it and get in shape and whatnot. Let's see, dream job. So I would still love to be a nurse. I think that's a very fulfilling job, and it's something I've always liked. I was a CNA for a while and went to nursing school, and so I would like to be a nurse still. And I would also like to still do prison ministry for juveniles or women. I know that's not really a job. I guess people think of it as a volunteer, but it's still a task and still a big responsibility. Would you go to back to the Middle East? I would. Yeah. I went a few years ago on a mission trip, and I think the people are beautiful, the countries are beautiful out there. So if the opportunity came up and it was, you know, God's will for us, then I would definitely love that. Okay, sorry guys, we had to move to my son's room, but if you guys would like to subscribe to either know what not to do or to do with just some stuff in life, or if you want to keep in the loop with us, please subscribe. That would be really awesome. If you have any comments, questions, complaints, please leave it in the comment box. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. I just really want honest feedback to make these videos better. I hope it kind of allowed you to get to know my life. All right, have a blessed day. Bye.